Let us make man in our image, in our likeness. Many Christians and Messianics and others, or maybe even you watching this video, may read this passage and say, look, this is proof that there was someone else who created with God, either the Son of God, Yeshua, or Jesus alone, or perhaps the Trinity. How do we answer this? How can we have understanding to know that there is only one Elohim, which we, the true Israelites, have always known for over 3,000 years because we experienced Elohim, experienced God. He told us who he was and who he was not. We look at the next verse. Again, context, brothers and sisters, is always, always very important. But it's ignored for sound bites. About 95% of the problems is context. Let's take a look at verse 27. And God created, listen carefully, God, this is the next verse, verse 27. And God created man in his image, singular, in his image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, he created them. Verse 28, and God blessed them, and God said to them, be fertile and become many. Singular, singular, singular. If that's not enough, let's take a look at chapter 2 of Genesis. Chapter 2, the next chapter, verses 2 through 5. Listen carefully. On the seventh day, God, singular, finished all the work that he had been doing. And he ceased on the seventh day from all the work that he had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation which he had done. Such is the story of the heaven and the earth when they were created, when Yehovah Elohim made earth and the heavens, Hashemayim. It's very, very clear when you read in context that there was one creator and no other. There are many passages where God tells you this over and over again. So again, verse 26 of Genesis chapter 1 can be answered by the very next verse. It's right there. We take a look at Malachi chapter 2 verse 10. What does it say there? It's a question. Have we not all one Father and one God that created us? The answer is yes, brothers and sisters. Only one. Devarim chapter 6 verse 4. Shema Yisrael, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. One. One God. Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 39 says, see now that I am he, and there is no God with me. Period. We see very, very clearly that God is one. There is no other. Now, what will come is many passages, again, out of context. Sometimes they'll do a couple verses within a chapter, but again, parachuting. For example, a great example is Proverbs chapter 8. They parachute into the middle of the chapter of chapter 8 of Proverbs, where it reads, I was there in the beginning. I was there when you made all things. It goes on and on about what he was there for. So it sounds like it's talking about Jesus or Yeshua. But once again, they don't read it in context. If you read from the beginning, do it for yourselves. Read the entire chapter of Proverbs chapter 8 and chapter 9. The beginning of the verses on each chapter refers to God's wisdom. God's wisdom. Because the wisdom is spoken of in a feminine form. Her, she. We know Yeshua or Jesus was not a she or a her. So again, it's very, very clear when God is being explicit and clear, which he clearly does throughout the Hebrew Scriptures, he is one. There is nothing else but him. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 35 and verse 39. Verse 35 says to Israel, to you it was shown that you may know, not faith, know that Yehovah, He is Elohim, there is none besides Him. And verse 39, so know therefore this day, and consider it in your heart, that Yehovah, He is Elohim, in the heavens above and the earth beneath. Let me repeat that again. So know therefore this day, and consider it in your hearts, that Yehovah, He is Elohim, both in the heavens above and the earth beneath. Shalom.